All right, it is nighttime and it is Grommet Live. It is 9 o'clock here on the East Coast, 6 o'clock for those of you in California. This is going to be a fun one. We've been wanting to test these. We did one, I think 6 or 7 o'clock at night a few weeks ago. You've been doing some very special shows. So this is going to be a whole lot of fun tonight. We have 4 incredible products for you guys to check out. We launched 17 new products today on the Grommet. So excited for all of them. And so, Marcy, this is going to be a really, really fun show tonight. Tell everybody what you're excited about and then how they can win some of these amazing products tonight.
Well, I'm excited. I'm always excited for all of them. But tomorrow I am leaving to go to Cabo San Lucas with my daughter, Courtney, and with several of her friends and their parents, including our show producer, Jen. Jen and I are both leaving tomorrow. So what I'm excited about is that there are 2 items. I'm trying to think if there's more than 2 that are coming with me, but there are definitely 2 that are coming with me to Cabo. And I'm so happy to have them both with me for that. So that's going to be super fun. Let's see here. And yes, Greg alluded to the thing that I get so excited about. You guys all know. In fact, go ahead right now and just put it in the chat because we are doing 2 giveaways tonight, just like we do every single time. And how do you enter? You enter by using that QR code right there. Just get your camera out, take a picture of that, tap it. You're going to put your name and your email so we can notify you if you are the one that gets chosen. And we're going to be picking 2 winners. I'm going to be choosing my favorite product of the show. Greg is going to be doing the same. And if you want to double your chances to win tonight's giveaway, then put in the chat one word, or you could actually get a little creative with it, but at least put the word giveaway. And our producer, Jen, will see that and she will be giving you an extra chance to win. So you can double your chances there, or you can put the name of the product that you want to win. And we'll be kind of keeping track of that as well. And I see we have Scrubbed Up in the house. Very excited to have you guys here because I am a fan. Yes, I am. You're going to hear all about what a fan I am in just a minute. But great, great product. And gosh, the other one I'm hoping, do we have any other of the inventors inside the chat? While I'm waiting to hear from them, because we always have a little bit of a delay. I see Sherry is here and she said giveaway, Jen. So give Sherry another entry into the live giveaway that we're going to be doing halfway through the show and then again at the very end of the show. And I want to hype up the chat right now. In case you are new to Grommet Live, new to live shopping, the chat is where it's at. Not only because it is so much fun, I love being able to interact real time with you guys. I see Rail EZ is in the house, another one of my faves. I'm so happy. And I have questions for you guys, so stay on because there's a couple little question marks that I have, and I'm sure you can answer them very quickly. But the chat is where it's at, not only because it's fun, but also, as you see, we have many of our makers here on the show tonight. The more active that chat is, the more it signals to the different social media platforms that we're on that there is something exciting going on right here at Grommet Live. They take our content when they see that and they push it out to more and more people. And that is the entire goal of Grommet Live, is to really give these makers and inventors a platform to spread the word worldwide to everyone about their product and their story, and to really build their brand in a meaningful way. So you guys can help by going on inside the chat and just, if you see something you like, give a virtual high five, let them know. It means the world to them. And in addition to the chat, the other thing, as you probably know, means the world to them is the upvotes. So when you see something you even remotely like, even if you don't want to buy it, but you just think, wow, that's kind of cool, give them an upvote. You will see a QR code come up with the product as we talk about the product. All you have to do is get your camera out, take a picture of that. That gives them a vote of confidence, if you will. But in exchange for that, you're getting a discount code for 20% off. And you can use it tonight, or you can save it inside your file of coupons, and you can use it anytime you want. So when you're looking at some of the items that are a little bit more high priced, and we actually do have a couple of those tonight, that 20% goes a long way. So that's really meaningful. So definitely do that. But more than anything, to me, it is about letting the makers know. You guys can imagine they put their heart and soul into bringing these products to life, and to have someone like you take just a second to give an upvote or to put something in the chat to let them know what you think is really, really special and means a lot. And I see already the chat's going. Tori is here, excited to see the products in action. Yeah, Tori, we haven't seen you on in a while. I'm so happy you're here. And I saw James is here. And I have my co-host back, Greg.
Back in action. Yeah, James is like, Greg's in dark mode tonight. And usually I have
You are
natural light coming through this window, but it's pitch black. It's 9 o'clock here in Orlando. So get the mysterious dark mode tonight. But I love it. Yeah, amazing products. And I love that we have some of the makers here in the chat. Make sure you enter that giveaway. And then in the chat, let us know. Right now, you don't know the products that we're featuring yet. So just say giveaway. But as you see some of the products, let us know which product you want to win tonight, which product maybe you want to be gifted, like all of that fun stuff. That would be amazing. And that is going to jump us in to our first product today. Marcy, I switched the order around because I saw these guys in the chat and I wanted to start off with their product. I know you've been a big fan of this. My wife stole them immediately when they came in. It is the Scrub Dub, the scalp and body scrubber. This thing is so cool. I immediately got it out of the box and I was like, oh, it's going to be like rough. It's going to hurt my skin with no soap, no water, no nothing. It is so smooth on your skin. I'm a big fan of this. I know this was one of your favorite little gadgets that we have launched in a long time. So I'll let you tell everybody all about the Scrub Dub. I'm going to pull up their Grommet page in a second, but let's kick things off with this incredible bath item from our friends at Scrub Dub.
I got to tell you, for some reason, sometimes for me, it is the littlest products that end up just really wowing me in the most meaningful way. And I'm always surprised because, as Greg knows, we have products coming to our houses all day, every day. It's like Christmas all the time. And so we open products, and sometimes I don't know if it's something my daughter ordered or and she just didn't tell me about it, or if it's something for Grommet. But when they come, sometimes I'm guilty of judging a book by its cover, and I think, oh gosh, what am I going to say about that? Like, how good could that possibly be? I do have moments like that. And this was one of them. Scrub Dub, I have to apologize for feeling that way. When it arrived, I just thought, I guess I've seen things like this before. I've never used one, but because I knew I was going to talk about it, I thought I'm going to use it and find out what all the hype is about Scrub Dub. Well, I am so glad you guys sent this to me, and so glad that I was wrong, because I cannot get enough of this. I am a loofah girl. I'm more than a loofah girl. I have those gloves, you know, the loofah gloves. I've got the back loofah. I've got every kind of loofah you can imagine. I love really smooth skin. I do the tanning lotion, the self tanner, and so you really kind of have kind of a blank canvas, if you will, when you do that. And so exfoliating is really important for that. And I use the loofahs, but I get so grossed out by them. I really do. I just imagine what lives inside of the pores of those loofahs, and just, they are just sort of if you think about it, just absorb bacteria, and then they live in your shower with all that moisture, and I just can't imagine what's in them. So I throw them away a lot, get new ones. So I use them sort of as a necessary evil, but I can't stand them at the same time. This has changed my world because it is completely sanitary. It is antibacterial. The whole reason it was created was to give you a sanitary way to exfoliate, but it's so much more than just exfoliating. I think what I love the most is just that massage that you get, the getting your blood flowing, the circulation. It feels so good. So I use this side right here all over my body, every inch of my body. And one of the other things I love about it is that it does kind of bend with your hand like that. And so if it bends with your hand, then you can imagine it also bends with the different curves of your body. And so there's no curve that this guy can't reach. And I even use this side on my face because it reminds me of, and I'm going to forget the name of it. What is that ultrasonic face cleanser? Oh gosh, what is it? Someone will know. It's not Clairsonic, the one that's got the silicone on it. Well, I've had that for years. And so this reminds me a lot of that, but I can do it manually. And because it's not a hard device, it can bend with every curve of my face and really give me a great, great clean, while also kind of invigorating my skin and just really kind of waking it up. So I love the feeling of that. And then this side, I personally use for my scalp. And I am starting to age a touch, and my hair is getting thin, and I know the importance of those scalp massages and getting that blood flow going, and just that massage that it can give you is really healthy for your scalp. So I love that it's got this side with the wider they're wider positioned, but they're also thicker teeth. And then this side is the much more fine, and it really gives you a good exfoliation that feels so good. I do it on my feet, on my heels, everywhere. I do want to get another one. I do think having two is great because I do want one for my face and one for my body, and then the other side for my hair. So I am in love with this. I'm so curious inside the chat, and they have so many great colors too. I really love all the colors. I was thinking, because I'm going to get another one, which color am I going to get? And I can't decide. Well, we will see. I like the one I'm seeing up there on the screen, the teal, I think it's called. And you guys, for $12.80 with that discount, I mean, just get your phone out now and get this. You will be so happy that you did. I promise you, I will give you your money back if you're not happy with this. I also love they have the little hole right here, because then you can hang it in the shower. And so right when you're done
Yes.
using it, it just drips dry and stays squeaky clean. So
You
great.
nailed it. That was like the number one thing that Jen said, is she's just like, I can hang it, right? As opposed to just letting it sit. Like we had Soap Anchor on a little while ago. It's just like, whenever you put these things down, they just get all germy and dirty and gross, and super cool. Love this. Couple things I wanted to point out, and I'm going to pull up their Grommet page really quickly because they have some really cool stuff here. First is you can see some really cool images, why they're doing things, but this is a really cool eco-friendly business that I definitely wanted to shout that out. It's thoughtfully crafted with recyclable materials and packaged in FSC certified boxes. So they're very into safeguarding the planet. It's made in the USA. So love supporting made in the USA businesses. And if you scroll down here just a little bit, you can see Ryan and Alicia. It's a husband and wife story, which we're huge fans of here at Grommet. We love these husband and wife stories. You can watch a really cool video from Ryan and Alicia here talking about why they started the business, how they get into this. Just really, really cool. And again, if this is your first time coming to Grommet, all you need to do is come here, hit this upvote button. It's going to do its little magic and create a custom discount code for you, giving you 20% off, getting it to be $12.80. And then when you click the buy button, you're actually going to buy directly from Scrub Dub. So you're supporting the makers directly. That's one of the big things that we love here at Grommet, is how you're supporting these makers directly in everything that they do. I'm going to come back on, take this off the screen really quick, bring Marcy and I back on. Because I wanted to bring this up. The founders are in the chat, and they said, we made sure to test our product for months to make sure we got the right firmness for the body scrubber. My husband, co-founder, was deployed during the stage. So veterans, too, in the U.S. military. I love it. Deployed during the stage. So we did a lot of back and forth. It was important for us to get it right. And as you hear from Miss Marcy, my wife's not here to give the same testimonial, but you guys did a great job. You did it right. Let me get that QR code back on the screen. When you take out your phone, hit that QR code, boom, it's going to open up the page I was just on, the Grommet page, where you can upvote, get your 20% off. Go buy yourself a Scrub Dub. I did want to go really quick because I think these guys are off to the races already. 187 upvotes in not even 24 hours. This went live today. This went live like a couple hours ago. Already 187 upvotes. These guys are doing an amazing job. Love what they're doing. Congratulations. What a cool way to kick off the show.
I think so too. And Scrub Dub, I'm curious, which color is your best seller? I'm always trying to guess that. And so I'm curious if I got it right. Let's see if they're in. Thanks so much. We're glad you're loving it. Yes, yes, yes. And I am not just saying that. I really am. And so I mentioned that I'm bringing two products here with me today to Cabo San Lucas. This is one of them. I really love this as a travel item because I could never bring a loofah with me because it was always wet and yucky. You wouldn't want to put that in your toiletry bag. But this, in fact, I used this tonight, before coming here. And all I did when I was done is put it in my towel, and it's dry and it's clean and it's ready to go. And so brought it with me. The Glacier Blue, that was my guess. Yay.
Glacier Blue.
We love it.
There we go.
Yes, we do.
Love it.
I love Glacier Blue.
Scrub Dub, thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, have an amazing, amazing launch week. If you're watching this, go get one. And Tori says I'm going to get one for each of my kids. Bye-bye to those soggy, germy rags. Hey, I like it. Great, great point there.
Yeah, I mean, elbows, my kids, it's like they think they don't have elbows. They just they don't ever clean them. So this makes that really, really easy. So, good idea, Tori.
Very, very cool. That is product number one. We've got three more for you today. The next one, these guys are in the chat as well. And we're starting to get into outdoor season where people are starting to get outside again and the sun is coming up. We are about to start the barbecues. I know spring break just happened and it is time for us to get those umbrellas out to shade us. And I'm someone, so we have a really nice patio here with like a big like outdoor grill station, all this stuff, and it gets so hot, like burning hot to where you don't even want to be out there. And we've had these, I mean, everybody's seen them, right? The giant umbrellas, but they have the pole and then they have these giant bases that you have to fill with either, 100 pounds of sand or fill it up with jug after jug of water with a hose or whatever it is. And they become hard to move. And then when you have water in them, the water gets moldy and there's so many issues with it. And these things they're not great in our backyard. And so I saw this next brand when they applied to be on Grommet, and I was like, what is this? Like, will this work? Is this cool? And I've been playing around with it for the last few days. It is Rail Easy, the patio umbrella mounting system. And I have mine somewhere. Marcy's holding hers. And this thing is really, really cool. I've been playing with it on the patio. And essentially, it allows you to take any railing that you have or anything that has kind of an opening on two sides. So we're going to show like some examples of like a park bench, something like that, where you can have this on your rail. So like think like a patio rail, an apartment, if you're in an apartment complex or a condo, like a railing like that. And this just sits on there and you can see there's a hole right here and the pole just goes right through this hole. And now you have a mount for your pole without those giant bases that are pretty annoying that just get in the way. And I think this is really cool. This thing is made solid. Like this is such a cool contraption. It was so easy to set up, like just within seconds of, just they have some screws up here on top that unlocks the system. You lock it into place. And then you get the umbrella in and you are done. There's a couple different settings. I'm going to pull up their Grommet listing in just a second. But, Marcy, like we're getting into that season. We're getting into summer season. We're getting into barbecue season. It's getting hot out and like people need their umbrellas. I'm a big fan of what these guys are doing.
I think it's brilliant. And I saw a video where when they first came out with, I think they just got their first sample and they went to a home show just to kind of walk around and show a few people and see what people thought of it. And it was so fun seeing the reactions of everybody because clearly this is an issue for so many people because sometimes you have a balcony or a patio, but it's just not a lot of space. And that's where we live. In fact, my mom lived in this, a place called Balboa Bay Club, and they had these really narrow balconies, and people want to have umbrellas there, but you don't want to put one of those big bases because it takes up the whole floor area. So you have no patio left when you put the umbrella up, when you have a small space. This completely solves the problem, and it's very heavy duty, so well made. You can feel it. I'm sure you can probably see it here. And it does come in another finish too that's actually really beautiful. But what I love is it's heavy duty, but it weighs less than 3 pounds. So it is very portable too. So if you're going to the beach or the park or some place where you'll either have a railing, but the other thing Greg and I were talking about right before the show, if you can see the left-hand photo there, you can see it's also attached to a picnic bench. So as long as you have a slat in the picnic bench for it to go around, you can attach it there too. And so, the sun does move throughout the day. And if you have a big umbrella with one of those big clunky bases that weigh a ton, then you're kind of married to the shade that you're getting wherever that is because it's too hard to move it. A great example of that is my dad's house. He's got this big, long balcony, really pretty ocean view. We entertain out there all the time, and it seems like every single time everyone is gathered in this one place on this big giant balcony because there's an umbrella there and we all need a little shade, and we don't want to move it because it's too heavy and too clunky, and so we all just hover underneath the umbrella in that one area. Well, with this, I love that you can just move it around. You can get a couple of them and have them on the railing wherever you want them, and then kind of slide it down as the sun moves. So it's, it's portable, it's adjustable, it's customizable. It can fit, the diameter goes up to 1.5 inches, so it can fit pretty much any umbrella. But then on top of that, I realized, because I had seen it online, the fact that you can also mount a TV with this. And Greg and I were talking about that before. I said I didn't know that TVs have poles. Is that a thing? And evidently they do. Or you can actually buy the pole to put on the TV aftermarket, and then this becomes a TV mount on the railing. So if you're watching sports outdoors or whatnot, what a fun idea. Super functional. I love that. Brilliant, brilliant. This is another husband and wife team. And she was the one with the issues, saying this was a major challenge for her in their own space. And she said, can't, because he's a machinist, I think. If I think I have that right. And so she said to him, isn't there something we could build that could help solve this problem? And he went to work on that. And before we knew it, this is what he had developed. And like I said, they took it to the home show, and the reaction was so insanely good that they went to town and brought it to life. And I love that. Such a cool story.
Love that. I want to bring up Heather said this in the chat, and this makes so much sense. So being in Florida, we have these things called hurricanes. And so when hurricane season comes around, you got to bring all your patio stuff inside. And this was, she was saying, like, this is such a great way to easily take down an umbrella. Again, as opposed to having that base that weighs 100 pounds and all of that. So not even just for hurricanes, but just a really windy day. We just had a huge storm here 2 days ago, and it was knocking down all of our toys and stuff in the back. So this is great for that. I was showing some of the pictures earlier, showing TVs, showing binoculars, showing all kinds of really cool things, really anything that goes onto a pole. You can have there, and all kinds of different ways to do it. They had it on top of the fence, just so cool what they've done. And they were saying Drew, the husband, is an aerospace machinist, which is so cool. So he came up with the prototype, and it worked so well, they want to make it for everyone to buy. And this is one of those products, Marcy, we talked about earlier, with your 20% discount. That's a huge discount. So it takes it from $129 to $103. And like we said earlier, this is going to last. Like this is gonna, it's okay to get weathered. It's gonna get, go through the seasons. It's gonna last year after year after year. They put so much time into the quality of this product that, this is like one of those really cool grommets that maybe you don't need it today, but this is definitely that one to go and upvote, save it into my votes when summer season comes around. If you're moving, if you're moving into a condo, into a townhome, into an apartment, or you want to just save some backyard space, this is definitely the product that you want to have. And so, yeah, any final things you wanted to chime in there on?
Yeah, well, I'm watching the chat, and Sherry, a couple things. I want to mention again that it holds up to, or the diameter goes up to 1.5 inches. So what Ray Alizzi is saying inside the chat is that those big, really heavy duty umbrellas, the cantilever ones, they do not accommodate that, but that's something that they're working on. So maybe that will come out next year. But then Sherry was asking, she was saying she has a large umbrella, and they were trying to figure out a way to attach it to the outside of our deck too. Yes, a ton for shade sails, for temporarily attaching poles to your railing. I was going to ask about that because I read there were several different things that I saw shade sails, and I don't know if it's just because I'm in California and I don't know of that here, but I don't know what a shade sail is. And I'm curious if somebody can enlighten me on that. Do you know, Greg?
It's like for us, like we have one, we used to do it over the grill. We have like poles, and it's like the shade, like almost like a net or like a blanket that like goes across. I'm using the wrong terminology because I'm not that smart, but it's
Okay.
Instead of having an umbrella, it like goes over a large area. So ours is, 15 feet by 20 feet or so. Yeah, see the yellow one on the page. Oh yeah, here we go. Give me a second, and I will pull that up. See the yellow one down here?
Yes. Okay.
How it goes over the whole deck. Sorry, I have to like move everything around, and I can get in there.
Pulled out. Is that right?
See how it's like it goes over the entire deck area.
Got it.
And
Super
each
smart.
side is basically held up by a pole. So if you had, 2 or 3 Rail Easies, maybe one side's attached to the home. And so that's another way that you can do this. So really cool, really smart.
Fantastic. And then I also saw the devices for drying clothes. I thought that was great. Really good use for that. The big poles that, they all go around on. 2 poles, 2 points attached to the house. Yes,
Yeah,
got it.
there you go.
Well, brilliant invention. Good job. I'm sure you will sell a ton of these this summer. We're getting into that season for sure. I can't wait to show my dad this. I know he's going to buy one. I wish he was on right now, but this done deal for him for sure.
Love it. Love it. 2 amazing products to start today. Scrub Dub, Rail Easy. Love that we had both makers here live. And that brings us to the halfway point of today's show, which means it's time to give away one of today's products. Marcy, I'm going to let you do the honors and pick the first one. I think our producer, Jen, just sent over in our chat, Marcy, the winner for the first one. So tell everybody what product they're going home with and who the big winner of the day is.
Well, I told you for me, sometimes it's the little products that are the most meaningful and that I love the most. And this is one of those cases. I am in love, as you guys heard, with my Scrub Dub. And so I want somebody else to try this out. And that somebody who is our big winner tonight is Beth Servon. I hope I am pronouncing that right, Beth. Congratulations. Our producer, Jen, will reach out to you, find out what color you want, get your shipping address, and get one of these bad boys out to you. And I will be very anxious to see if you love it as much as I do. I'm banking on the fact that you do, because it's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome. Great giveaway to start today. I think you're really going to love that one. And if you are just joining us, jumping in late, you want to be entered. We're doing one more giveaway at the end of today's show. Take out your phone, hit that QR code that is right there. It'll take you to a page. Enter your information. You'll be entered. The other way to enter is jump in the chat and just say either the word giveaway or say, I want to win the Rail Easy, or I want to win the Scrub Dub, or I want to win the next product that we are going to be talking about here today. This one has become, it's literally become like one of my favorite grommets of all time.
I know what it is.
Because I have kids and because we're sports guys. Like I literally just got home from baseball practice 10 minutes before we went live, changed from my baseball hat to a non-baseball hat. And I'm like, all right, let's go live. And oh my gosh, you have the wristbands. This has taken over not only our house, but we were in Georgia for a baseball tournament. We had this in the hallway of the hotel. We put this on my truck. I have a cover, like a truck bed. We put it on the truck bed and they were playing. This is called Pepper Pong. And it's kind of a combination of pickleball and ping pong that you can take anywhere. But the thing that as a parent, I love the most about this. Well, first, do you know what they call the balls?
That's one of my favorite things.
Oh my gosh. They call the balls peppers and they have different levels of spice. It is so cool. So I first opened it and I was like, all right, what's up with these? Well, first is they're actually foam. They're not hard like racquetball types, or they're not even like ping pong. They're literally squishy foam. The reason why I love this is because you can do it inside. Now we have this on our kitchen counter. Like we have a very large island. We put this on the island. Balls go flying everywhere. Nothing breaks. No one gets hurt. No windows gets cracked. No vases break. But it's different levels of kind of firmness. And so the red, which would be the spiciest, is kind of the firmest. So it's going to hit the hardest, bounce the highest. Then you have the green and you have the yellow. We play mostly with the green in our house. So it's kind of the mid tier. That's the one we use. And then the same thing with the paddles is the paddles are also made of a foam material. So, balls, again, aren't going 100 miles an hour off the wall, driving mom and dad crazy. And you take this game anywhere. I need to get this up on the screen because you guys need to hit that QR code and get yourself one of these. And then the final piece in the pouch here, outside of the cool gear that Marcy's wearing, is the net. The net, and this is what makes it so portable, is it folds up into this little square that fits in the pouch. Take it anywhere. And the cool thing is because it's extendable, you can play on really narrow tables, really wide tables, different sizes and shapes. Obviously you can have it go straight. You can have it, bent a little. And it is the most fun game. We play nonstop everywhere we go. Marcy, I know that you featured these guys on one of your travel episodes a little while ago. We brought them back for our standard Grommet Live. I'm in love. Like I want to buy one for every, like, this is the Christmas present that I'm going to get for every single family that I know, because it's so much fun. It's so addicting.
It's so addicting. And this is the one game where mom says you can play ball in the house for the first time. And I know when my son Colin first started it, he kept looking at me like, is this okay? Am I allowed to do this? And yes, you absolutely are, because these cannot hurt anything. Even those really fancy wine glasses that are so thin, you hit one and there is no harm there at all. And like Greg said, these are EVA foam. This is designed to be a cross between my two favorite sports. The whole game itself is, but the paddle, which they call mullets, is designed to be a cross between a pickleball paddle and a ping pong paddle. And so it's so perfectly designed for that. And if you've ever played pickleball, and I'd love to know in the chat, yay, Pepper Pong is here in the house too. Yay, guys, thanks for coming back. And the balls are peppers, the paddles are mullets, and the net is a fence, is what they call that. So I love all the fun terminology, but what I love most is playing. And yes, it has hijacked our dining room table. We have a big giant glass dining room round table, and it is always up there. And anyone will just grab a paddle and we just start playing. And it is so, so fun. And yes, as Greg said, I had it on a travel show because this should go with every family, not just families, but anyone on vacation, because it is so lightweight. It's so portable. The fact that it comes with this little bag is so great. And so it adds like no weight to your suitcase, yet you're bringing the fun on the go wherever you are. And you don't even have to have really such a flat surface. I love on their website, they say you just need a flat-ish surface. And that's so true. So it could be just a clunky picnic table. It could be, at the beach, it could be at a park, it could be at in a bar. You could just pull it out and start playing. You're seeing the video there. But guys, it is so much fun. And as you probably know, pickleball is all the rage right now. And so to me, when I'm playing it, it's just a quieter, smaller pickleball set. But then at the same time, it feels so much like ping pong. So it really is the perfect combination of the two. The net, or as they call it, the fence, as Greg said, it is expandable. That's one of the great things about it. So you don't need one of those big giant ping pong tables. You can really do it anywhere. And it expands from 15 inches all the way up to 50 inches. I think the last show I said 15 feet to 50 feet. I made a little snafu there, but it's 15 inches all the way up to 50 inches. So you have a lot of variation in where you can play. And then just going back to the balls, how fun that each one of them has a name. The spiciest one, I love that they correspond to the level of spice. So this is the spiciest. This is called the ghost pepper. And I think I have these mixed up, Greg. You said you play mostly with the green, and that's the mid. I think I was thinking it was the other way around. So then the green is jalapeno, right?
The green's the lowest bounce, and the yellow is the medium. So the yellow is the one we play with most of the time.
Oh, I thought you said you played with the green. Got it. Okay. So yellow is habanero, green is jalapeno, and this is the ghost. And so that's, to me, it's kind of fun because we do all three of them and we just kind of try, because there is definitely a different bounce and a different speed to each one of them. So, and then again, what I love, like at Easter, the whole family's over and we have little ones all the way up to my mom, who's 83 now. Everybody can play. There's nobody that can't play this game, which is so, so fun. And I know now I don't know, Tom, are you in here? I know Pepper Pong's in here, but I don't know exactly who from Pepper Pong, or Jeff, or who's here. I love you guys all. But I love the story, and that it's something that he had been toying with for a very long time. And he had an addiction issue and is now sober. And in his sobriety, he decided to actually get productive and do something with his dream and bring it to life. And he did that. He followed his dream and he put one foot in front of the other until it was here. And it brings, I think, so much joy to so many people on every level. And you don't need to have alcohol or drugs to have fun with Pepper Pong. And I love that. And so they're, playing with a purpose is super cool. So I love that story. And I was really glad to learn about that. Let's see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love this. So we Couple things that we did is so we take it to baseball tournaments. So usually like we'll play a game at 9 and then we won't have another game till like 1, and we have this weird 2-hour break. We've just been going to like the picnic tables and stuff, and we'll set it up and the kids just go freaking bananas. Like they go nuts like in between games and competing with each other. We love it. At the hotel, we had it on the floor and we were just sitting, you know, like Indian style. The kids were just playing in the hotel, like in the hallways, because the whole team was there. It's been so much fun to do. You know, $56 with your Grommet discount is an amazing deal for this. I will say the one thing I always am concerned about, like things like the bag. Is it, once I break it down, is it all going to fit in there? It fits so good. It's not a stretch to get it in there. You're not like squeezing it to get it in there, but everything has a little place and a purpose. And then you just get the little peppers right on top. I loved how simple and portable it was. It is very lightweight because everything's pretty much made out of foam. Like it weighs nothing, right? So this can easily go in a carry-on, it can go in a suitcase, it can go in a backpack, but most of the time it just lives on our island. As Marcy said, we had family over for Easter, just like you did, and everyone's picking up a paddle. This is something I highly encourage everyone to grab. This is a great gift for someone who may be going off to college, graduation coming up. It's a great graduation gift. This is a great Father's Day gift. Like, I think this is a great Father's Day gift coming up. You know, so get it, upvote it, save it, and make sure that, you know, the dad in your life, you know, even grandpa, you know, this is a game that he can play, right? And he's not going to get grandson's not going to get a racquetball in his eye or anything like that. You know, it's really cool. They also chimed in the chat about it getting wet. So the balls, because of what they're made of, just squeeze it, the water rinses out, and boom, you're back to playing right again. We had it, you know, by poolside. So such a fun game. Love these guys. Their announcement video, I don't know if you saw it, but they had the founder was in like his little diaper doing his announcement at like the PR table, and like they went all out when they launched on Grommet. And I couldn't be happier to support these guys, help these guys, and hope that this becomes a sport that everyone is playing and spending their time on. So thanks to the Pepper Pong crew.
I have to tell 2 quick stories. Well, one quick story, and then I just want to say this is the second product that's coming with me to Cabo for sure. With our show producer Jen is going. We are doing a mother-daughter tournament in Cabo San Lucas, and we will definitely be posting some pictures of that. So that'll be super fun. I don't think we mentioned that it comes with 4 paddles, so I wanted to mention that. And then on that note of when Pepper Pong launched, in case you weren't on the episode where the travel episode that I did where I introduced this, I just have to say that the funniest thing, Greg was telling me that it launched, and then that night when it launched, it just went crazy. Like in the middle of the night, there were so many upvotes coming in that Greg and the powers that be at Grommet made the decision to pull it down because they thought there was some kind of fraud going on, because it was that much of a frenzy for Pepper Pong on the Grommet site. Well, what they later found out was that they were at a PGA tournament, if I'm right, a golf tournament. Now I'm going to get the facts wrong again. Can't wait to play that. Okay. But you have to help me, Greg. Where were they? And
the guy who won like the PGA event, or, you know, he won the PGA tournament, and backstage they're interviewing him, and his whole crew are playing Pepper Pong in the interview. And so the PGA website picked it up. It was on, like, it was everywhere. And so they were super excited about it. But all of this happened, I think it was like overseas. So it was happening at like, you know, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And I'm seeing like hundreds of upvotes. And usually that's a little suspicious on Grommet, right? Like the 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then they told me the story, and I was like, oh my God, you guys are the best. Like, let's go. Let's put the gas pedal down. And, you know, it was really, really cool. It's featured on the homepage of the PGA Tour. Chris Kirk and several other pros play between rounds. And so it was so cool. They told me the story. They sent me the article, and I was like, oh, let's go all in. And but it's wild. You know, just the popularity of this, who's playing this, and you definitely need to be picking this up for you and your family.
Yes, definitely. I know, and you're so right. It's the gift for everybody. So it's one of those, you can buy a few of them with that 20% and keep them in your gift closet, because it's a cannot miss gift for any age, male, female, you name it. So super fun. Well done.
Get one for your friends, so you can play it at your house, play it at your friend's house. Get one for everybody. 20% off right now at Grommet. Just get out your phone, hit that QR code. It'll take you to the page on Grommet. Give them an upvote. They've already got 812 upvotes. They are this close to getting to that 1,000 upvote club, and I think they'll be there. And I think we'll be selling these for a very, very long time. What a great game! Thanks for being here, guys. The Pepper Pong crew. Thank you so much. And that brings us to our final product of the day, and we both probably have to go like off screen to grab this because it's
I
it's
know.
it's a big one
It's a
to
big
end
one.
today. It is a part of it. I just have part of it right here. Is a giant clay pot that goes inside of a multi-cooker. It's from our good friends at Vita Clay. This is the clay pot. Marcy's showing the entire cooker. It comes with both. And this is what my wife was like, is it just the clay pot? Is it just the cooker? Is it no, the clay pot goes inside the cooker. You can see it there with Marcy. This is the coolest clay pot that can make, you know, everything from that you're putting in like a slow cooker and stews and things. It's also a rice cooker, and it's also a yogurt maker. Like, this is crazy. Marcy, tell us all about this smart organic multi-cooker from our good friends at Vita Clay.
Well, I was excited about this. In fact, I had someone reach out to them personally to say, I really want to feature this on Grommet because I really wanted to learn about the clay element, the clay pot element, and what makes that unique to another multi-cooker or pressure cooker. And what I learned, so I did in doing some research, I learned that there is a lot of controversy actually around traditional crock pots. And if you have a traditional crock pot that you've had for years, or maybe you bought one on Amazon because it was a smoking deal and you're using it. But guess what? The reason it was probably a smoking deal was because it's one of those glazed crock pots. And that's where the controversy comes in, is that some of the glazed crock pots have lead in them, lead and a couple other things, evidently. And when they get to that high heat, it can leach that toxin into our foods. And so that's why there was so much controversy around the crock pot. This one is made out of what's called Zisha clay. And that is the premium. It is an expensive clay. I was reading that lots of very expensive shishi teapots are made out of this kind of clay. And so it is completely unglazed. So it is in its all natural form, as you're seeing there. No glaze at all. And not just because we want it to not be toxic and we don't want those kind of poisons going into our body when we cook, but also because it is porous and it absorbs some of the flavors, and it also what's the word I want to use, where you're getting sort of that earthy flavor in the food that you're cooking. So everything just tastes a little bit better when you're cooking in a clay pot like this. Now, the only thing I got to try it with so far was jasmine rice. And it is the best jasmine rice I have ever had. And I know I'm on a live shopping show, and so you probably think I'm just saying that, but it really is. You do it's like the flavor is just enhanced in a way. You do taste that sort of earthy tone or undertone to it, but the grains were fluffier and they were all separated in like the perfect way. It was like that restaurant quality, amazing jasmine rice. So I do love the rice cooking element of it, and it doesn't have to be jasmine. It can be, it's great for sushi rice, for sticky rice. And it actually has different setting levels for the different kinds of rice that you do. So it really cooks rice to perfection. And then it also has setting levels for soups and stews. So more of the kind of traditional one pot meals, mac and cheese and pasta and things like that, or chili. But the real magic to me is in the speed at which things cook in here. So what we're used to with multi-cookers and crock pots and pressure cookers is sort of this all-day production, which is nice because you put it in and you go to work and then you come home and you have this great meal. But with the Vita Clay, it takes about half the time to cook. So you can have one of those crock pot tasting meals in a couple hours instead of many hours throughout the day. So it's so brilliant for that in how much faster it cooks things. I'm trying to think what are the yogurt. I'm excited to try the yogurt. I grew up with my parents always making homemade yogurt. We are Armenian, and so yogurt is a big part of what we eat. And so they used to make them in those little jars, and it was so fun, and it tasted so much better than grocery store yogurt. So I'm super excited because that, when I went online and did research, that's one of the things that people love most about it. The other thing that I found really interesting that I'm excited to try is people love making bone broth in here. It's like the ideal, that something about that clay cooking that really takes bone broth to the next level, because it really enhances the flavor differently than cooking bone broth any other way. So it's a really special, unique cooking experience. It is large. I mean, no larger than a crock pot, but it's fairly lightweight. And I really like that it has that handle on it. So I brought it from my house into my studio and I just carried it very easily with the handle. And it was super simple, but so high quality. You could just tell when you put the lid down, just the hydraulic and how it snaps into place. And it's got the full digital readout. It's got the delay cooking. So you can, have it start later in the day if you want. And then I, of course, love the fact that when the cooking is done, it automatically just goes to warm and then it keeps everything warm. So that was another nice thing when I made the rice was usually I make the rice and I take it off the stove and it immediately starts to get cold. Well, when you're cooking it in here, it just stays warm until you're ready to eat it. So, and then I think this is so beautiful that just put a little trivet out on your table and you just serve it right inside of here. So it's really nice, really well done. Greg, I'm excited for you to give it a try and let me know what you think. Cause it's, that speed, the fact, cause I do love crock pot cooking, but sometimes I don't want to wait all day. I want to be able to.
The speed of it, super cool.
Yeah.
I think they thought of everything. You went through a lot of this, but just a couple other things that is included in this is they actually give you a recipe booklet with it. I know my wife was like pouring through that when they came with it. Obviously, you get the clay pot and the lid. There's a really cool, it's like cheesy, but like I like these things. It's like this little lid lifter that it comes with too. You can see the holes that are here on the lid. They give you a little metal lid lifter that helps you to pull that off when, obviously if it's really hot in there. There is the stainless steel cooker base, and then they even give you a rice paddle and a rice measuring cup. So they really did think of it all. All of the little stuff is super cool. These guys are based right out of Milpitas, California. Is that anywhere near you? Yeah.
Milpitas.
Yeah, very cool.
Where is that? I know it's Northern California, I believe. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that it is.
I was hoping you knew.
I should know. I'm not good with geography.
They're from the great state of California. So here, US based, just really cool company. And again, this one very similar to Rail Easy we had earlier. 20% discount. This is $229 at retail, and it's worth every bit of $229. But Grommet folks get hooked up big time. Big discount makes it $184. This is a huge discount. We're one of the only places that gets this big of a discount on VitaClay. So make sure that you guys take advantage of this. I want you to buy as many of these as we possibly can because I want more of their stuff. I want to get more VitaClay stuff. So by supporting them, giving them upvotes, getting them to the top of the charts, hopefully we can get a ton more VitaClay stuff. These guys, doing really well on Grommet. And I think that this is something that, a lot of households, if you're looking for this kind of thing, this is great. And the discount just makes it even sweeter.
Yeah, it does. And guys, hello Mother's Day. This is just such a great Mother's Day gift. She will be so happy. So I love it for that. And I just want to point out, I always like to point out when things, we're used to spending, and there's such a range with crock pots, but $184 might seem expensive, which it is for a cooking, a small appliance, so to speak. But it really is that quality. And when you take the time to even just read the box, but then I went further and really watched reviews and all of that. And the reviews, every review that I saw was like, it's worth the extra money. Do not buy one of those cheap knockoff that you find on Amazon because you don't know what's in the different elements of it and things break. Like we bought an air fryer and I could kick myself. I love air fryers, but the handle broke almost immediately and it's useless now without the handle. It didn't just come off. It actually broke in half when we were using it, like the first or second time, I think. So things like that, this is something that is for life. You just know that when you take it out of the box. And I love that it is that raw clay, the Zisha clay. It was kind of interesting reading about that. It's a very, as I said, I think it's the most kind of premium clay pot cooking and teapot clay that's out there. And so they, are very prideful about the fact that they use that kind of clay for this cooker.
Yeah. Love that breakdown. Hit that QR code, get your 20% discount only here at Grommet. VitaClay, thank you guys so much for being a part of today's show. And that is going to bring us to the final giveaway of the day. First thing, if you're hanging out with us in the chat, or if you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on LinkedIn, wherever you're watching right now, we're all over the internets. In the comment section, wherever you are, let us know which of the 4 products you would like to win today. Is it the Scrub Dub, which we already had a winner go home with the Scrub Dub earlier today, our good friends at Rail Easy, Pepper Pong, or the VitaClay? Which one do you want to take live shopping? Do you want to take home today? Leave a comment. Let us know. That's also an entry to potentially win the final giveaway. And I'm not giving away what we're giving away at all, am I? I want everybody to try this game. I think it's so much fun. So my giveaway of the day, Marcy gave away the Scrub Dub in the first half of the show. I want somebody to go home with Pepper Pong today. So we're going to have a big winner of Pepper Pong. Marcy, do you have the winner from our producer, Jen? Who's going home with the Pepper Pong? Who's going to play? Get your peppers out. And maybe if we meet up in person one day, we'll get a challenge going on. And it'll be a whole lot of fun.
Well, the winner is Julia Ben. You are getting a whole Pepper Pong set, and you are one lucky girl. You are going to love it. I have no question about that. And I hope you actually keep it, because it's very tempting to gift this, because you are a gift hero when you gift this. Just saying. So Jen is going to reach out to you and make sure that you that she gets your address and gets one out to you right away. So, and as always, when you win a giveaway, we always want to hear what you think of the product, and of course, it means a lot to the makers who offer to give these products. If you love it and you can take a moment to write a review once you have a chance to use it, definitely do that, because that means a lot to them.
Yeah, love that. Hope you guys enjoy this Thursday night edition of Grommet Live. Next week, when are we next week? Are we back to Friday next week? And then we go, we're trying some new things. I think we're switching to Tuesdays eventually. But I think is next week Friday? Is that correct?
I think we're back to our normal Friday morning next week. And then, yes, we are. What we found was when we did the Women Inventors Month, we did Tuesday nights, and that was a very popular time. I think it just really worked for a lot of people. It's after work, and it worked with the 2 different time zones, because it was kind of just before dinner on the West Coast and then after dinner on the East Coast. So it just seemed to work. So I think we're gonna try to do that on a regular basis after next week. So Friday morning, 10 o'clock West Coast, 1 o'clock East Coast, and then after that, we're going into Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock.
Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Keep commenting, share, all of that fun stuff. Thomas, thanks for joining late, but thanks for being here. Go watch the entire replay. 4 amazing products today. We'll be back with 5 to 7 new products next week. But right now, thegrommet.com is your place to find. Now, Marcy, you'll love this. More than 700 new and unique products that'll make your life just a little bit better. Discover what's next at The Grommet. We'll see you guys next Friday.